anybody in the family doing everything in their power to keep you from being the father that you want to be. That's just my personal opinion. So.
No, I appreciate it because I was just wondering because my judge, I'm done with my St. Louis visits. I'm now back in the home, but I have to be part of this class to be able to stay in the home. So I was just asking. Yeah.
So if anybody wants to, like I said, if anybody wants a copy of that video, just please send me an email, and I'm about to. Now moving on, I'm gonna play a snippet of something real quick, and then I'm gonna introduce you guys to a special guest.
Were you worried the wedding would?
I got it. Who's this? Man, that's supposed to be.
Well, I wanted to introduce you guys. I wanted to introduce you guys. I've known this brother for since about 2009. He's gonna explain his story, but I'm just gonna give you a brief overview. 2009, he came to the program. He he took parenting and anger management classes with us, and initially, he sent similar stories, similar situations as you guys. He didn't want to be here. He was just going through the ringer. Had a lot of stuff going on with his family. But here we are, 2023. We're
24.
We're family, man. We're brothers, and I asked him to come on today just to share some insight on the classes that he took, share his story about fighting for his children. His name is Clarence McClain, and basically the floor is yours. So I just wanted to give you guys a brief intro. And Clarence McClain, the floor is yours. And only thing I ask for you guys is just give your undivided attention to him, and just ask him any questions. Feel free to ask him any questions you may have.
Could everybody hear me?
Yes, I can.
Everybody can hear me? Just let me know if everybody can hear me. All right. Well, like I said, good morning, fellas. How's everybody doing this morning? My name is Clarence McClain. Of course, Omar told y'all. I joined Friends to Fathers back in 2009. I was 26 years old when I joined. Now, when I say join, I make it seem like it was Job Corps or something. I basically got in there because of my son's mother catching a ACS case because she was just doing a lot of crazy stuff. I was somebody who just got caught up in it, so I wasn't really. I really didn't catch the case. I just caught it with her. But when I came to Friends and Fathers, like O said, I didn't want to have nothing to do with it.
Recording in progress.
Excuse me. Sorry, y'all. I don't know what that was about. So anyway, I came in 2009. I had to do what I had to do. The judge ordered it for me to be in there. I had to do it, and it was something I didn't want to be a part of. I've sat here and I've listened to the fathers who's been expressing about what they've been going through. I'm not gonna have the answers for everything for you guys. I'm not gonna be able to tell you what you want to hear because in the mix of me getting in, into everything, I was young, so I had a lot of things going. And let's just be honest, none of us expect to be in these predicaments. You know what I mean? We get with these women, and this is not what we want to go through. Things happen. But far as me, in my situations with my visitations and everything, none of it went the way it was supposed to. None of it. Maybe it might be a little more easy today. It might be a little more difficult. But back when I was going, the system didn't make it. They did not make it easy for me. When it was time for me to go to court to tell my side of the, he got to delete. I can't. Omar, he got to delete that. He can't.
Yo, Cam.
Appreciate you. Yeah. So as I was going to court, they didn't make it easy for me. They put me through hell. They put me through a lot. And it was probably the most challenging. This host would like for you to speak. Wait a minute. It was probably the most challenging time in my life. I didn't have a good lawyer. The judges were against me. ACS was against me, and then come to find out, everybody knew everybody. So it was it was kind of crazy. It looked like they were out to get me from the jump. I didn't know how to go about nothing. The best thing out of this situation that probably happened to me was me joining Friends to Fathers, because I had to realize that they were only there to help and they weren't the enemy. Me and my son's mother, we didn't have the best relationship. The only thing we probably had in common was that we had kids together, and we knew already that the system was totally against us, but they were more against her because they were seeing what I had to do. But I guess seeing a man doing what he had to do for his kids, I guess at that time it wasn't normal for them. They couldn't adjust to what I was doing. I dealt with it for about 2.5. I dealt with it from 2009, probably all the way to 2013. And which it was crazy because it was something that should have been ended. It was something that should have been ended for me because I was doing what I had to do. I was ready to go into a shelter with my kids, which I was already in the shelter. I was a part of a program that I'm sure you guys are familiar with called Ready, Willing, and Able. So I was already working and saving money and doing my thing. And I graduated, from the program, Friends to Fathers. So I'm thinking, okay, I graduated for Ready, Willing, and Able. I'm doing what I got to do. Now it's time for me to get my kids, and then I kind of messed up and moved down south because I figured if I go down there, it'll be just a little more easier to get them. And in the process of me going down, they say, hey, you just left New York. You didn't tell us nothing. You abandoned your kids. And I'm like, well, what the hell you mean? I gave you guys a heads up, on me going. Hey, let me go down south. Let me get a job. It's easier to live down there. Hey, I can come back up and I can get them. You're going to have to understand something, fellas. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. I'm just going to be real with you. The system does not give a damn about you. It's not their job to care about you. And as crazy as that sounds, they're not. Like, you're going to have to really, really fight for what you want. And if your kids is what you want, then you're going to do everything in your power to get your kids. Because it's no longer about you and her. We all can't help who we had kids with. We can't help that. So we have to do whatever it is that we have to do. There's no favoritism. Well, I'm the better parent. All that does not matter. You have to do what you have to do. If you have a lawyer who is not fighting for you the way he's supposed to, if you have an ACS worker who's giving you hell, you got a judge that's just not trying to hear you, you're going to have to go over their head and beyond. That was the biggest mistake that I made I had a lawyer who couldn't even remember my goddamn name. Couldn't even remember my name. My kids had a lawyer who didn't want to have nothing to do with me. I had a judge that would look at me from the side eye. There was no winning. They was already out to get me from the jump. So, like Omar says, and I'm gonna tell you, and I'm not here to sugarcoat nothing. O knows me for 15 years. If nothing does not work out for you, I don't want anybody leaving this program blaming friends to fathers. Whatever happens when you leave friends to fathers, or whatever happens while you in friends to fathers, is your fault. Yes, we could blame the system, but we have to take some responsibility. The whole point of being a man and being an adult is you have to take some responsibilities. I take a lot of responsibilities because I always said, you know what? You fought for your kids, but when you had the opportunity to take them and go, you should have did that. Didn't do it because I wanted to be the family man. I wanted to keep everybody together. How do you go above and beyond? Excuse me, I missed that question. What was that question? Somebody had a question? I'm sorry. I'm talking and I'm sorry. Somebody had a question? Anybody? Okay.
No, I just it's recording.
Okay.
No
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I thought somebody had a question. So when you leave this program, or while you're in this program, do whatever it is that you have to do for your family. But what I want people to remember is if something goes wrong, don't bring friends to fathers. They're a great program. Because if I felt like guess what? I still didn't end up getting custody of my kids. I just seen my son for the first time last summer in 10 years. In 10 years. Never blamed Omar for it. Never blamed friends of fathers for it. I've had a great relationship with friends of fathers about the same amount of years my son has been on this earth. So I say all that to say, fellas, do whatever it is that you have to do, man, just to keep the system off your ass. Go ahead. Oh, I'm done.
That's great, man. Does anybody have any questions for him? Any questions and comments? Comments too.
I actually got a question, Omar. Like, how can you, like, if the courts and everybody is against you, like, how can you fight that even if you're doing what you're supposed to do to get your child back?
Like I said, and like O said, you're gonna have to go beyond. You gotta do what you gotta do, brother. See, because the thing is for them to piss you off. They're trying to get you to a point where you just give up and say, F it. You know what? F the kids, F her, I can't take this, I'm done. Once you surrender and you do that, now you're doing exactly what they wanted you to do. Now they're sitting in the room saying mission accomplished. One less father that we have to worry about. You have to go beyond. You got to do what you got to do. It's going to be stressful. I think the biggest problem for me is that I let them get to me. I let them get to me, and then I turned around and I started having an alcohol addiction. I started drinking because I was asking myself, how the hell did this happen? So you're going to have points and times where you go, I can't take this. Nobody's listening to me. My lawyer's not listening to me. The judge is not. My kid's lawyer. I have nothing. We have to go beyond. We have to go over their heads. If it takes 2, 3, 4 years, we have to do what we got to do. That's probably the biggest mistake that I made, not giving it that push. Because like I said, not making excuses. I was 26 years old. Nobody brings kids into this world and expect that to happen. You don't expect that. So my words for all the fathers out there, man, you just got to do what you got to do, man. You're going to be stressful. You're going to cry. You're going to get frustrated. But turn into alcohol and drugs is not going to make the problem go away, because guess what? When you sober up, the problem is still going to be there. You have to deal with it the best way you know how. That's my advice, brother.
All right, thank you.
No problem, King.
Mr. Torres had a question in the chat room.
Yes.
It says you have to go above and beyond lawyers and judges. So above and beyond means you keep going.
Yes. Keep going. You have to keep going. And that's something that Omar always encouraged me to do. You know, I have to give a lot of the credit, and Rob and everybody that was there at the time that they helped me get through it. See, it was never them I was upset with. It was just always the system. But I realized, hey, this is a program that helps fathers. Where do they do that at? Where do they do that at, that you can go to a place where they help fathers? Not just with what you're going through. I don't care if it's clothing. I don't care if you want to take trips with your kids. You'll probably never see this in any other part of the world. So I realized that you are going to have to do what you got to do, because friends and fathers can only do so much for you. They can't hold your hand and make you come to class. They can't hold your hand and make you go to visitations. They can't make you get along with your kid's mother. That has nothing to do with them. They're just here to help. And you have to decide if you want that help or not. So, it is what it is at the end of the day, fellas.
Any other comments or questions? I guess my question is, if you could share with the brothers on the screen, what are some strategies and techniques that you learned from the classes that helped you in your walk with being the father that you wanted to be to your children? Any particular chapter, any particular strategy, any particular technique that you can remember?
One thing you told me from the first conversation we had, I remember it like it was yesterday. You're going to have to learn to be patient. I remember the first day of class, I was impatient. I just wanted to get the hell out of there. I learned to be patient. I learned to appreciate. That's the two main things in this world you're going to have to learn, gentlemen, is to be patient and to appreciate. There was times I probably took advantage of life and I didn't appreciate, and I didn't have patience. Those are the two main things in life that you're going to have. And I had to learn also, everything is not about you. Because even though I was in there for my kids, I made everything about me. Man, I don't want to be here. I don't deserve this. This is crazy. Me. And then I had to sit back and realize it's not about you. Once you brought those two little men in this world, they didn't ask to be here. You got a job to do. So do whatever it is that you got to do. But two main things, gentlemen, in this world that you're going to have to remember is to be patient and appreciate. And that's something that Omar taught me from the day I walked in.
That's great. Anybody else?
They can ask me whatever. I may not have to
I'm
answer.
just listening.
Yeah.
I'm just listening right now.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
So, how do you deal with your spouse, your baby moms having another relationship with another man living in the house or things like that? Like, how do you get over that?
Well, to be
Living up another man.
well, to be honest with you, as crazy as this is going to sound, I have no ties or relationships to my baby mother because my kids don't even live with her. They live with her mother. So me and her, only time we would talk if something happens to them and for some reason the grandmother can't get to me. So I have no relationship. But far as another man living in a household, the way I look at it is like this: once we are not with them no more, we can't control what they do, and it's all about the kids. If that man is not bringing any harm to that child, he's not doing anything to him, it's not really much we could do about that, because that's like telling her, you can't move on. You can't. I don't want another man around my child. None of us want any men around our child. But if he's not bringing any harm and he's doing right by that child, then it's not really much we can do. See, now it becomes a bigger problem because now when we go to court, we throw that up in the judge's face. Well, Your Honor, she has another man around my child. Now the judge shows, well, what is that man doing to that child? It ain't about what he doing, Your Honor. I don't want no other man. We don't have, see, it creates a bigger problem. Then we forget why we're really in court. We're not here for that. Once me and her are not together no more, it don't matter. Now, if he's doing harm to that child, then, Your Honor, listen, we got to do something about this. But other than that, it's not really much we can do about it.
I feel I just gotta get out my feelings.
Yeah, it's okay, brother. No, you can't get out your feelings. You're supposed to be, because as a real father, you're concerned. I don't care about her moving on to another relationship. Is my baby's okay? Is my baby okay? See, because, Your Honor, once something happens with my child, I'm going to forget what I'm here for, because then I'm going to step into a world I don't want to step in, because I don't care what I'm in court for. That's my baby. If my baby is being harmed as a father, you're going to see a side of me. So, you're not in your feelings. You're supposed to react the way you react, but just be smart about it. That's all. If you're doing it to be spiteful, then you're doing it for the wrong reasons. But if there's some concerns about the child, then it's like, okay, then we got some things that need to be addressed. But if my child is not harmed and they have no complaints, everything is Gucci. It's all right.
I got you.
All right, King, it's going to work out for you. Don't worry about it, baby.
All right. Anybody else? I appreciate everything the man been saying. It opened a lot of it answers a lot of questions. So I appreciate everything the man was saying.
Yeah, I appreciate O for allowing me to come up to talk to you guys. Like I told him, I don't sugarcoat nothing. I try to, be as honest as I can. Us as men, we already have a strike against us. We all are looked at as the same. And the system is going to try their best to provoke you to doing something where you walk away, you give up, and we don't want to do that. There are a lot of good fathers out there. I don't care if you grew up with your father or if you didn't, because I know plenty of guys who grew up with their fathers and today they're nothing. You know what I mean? So we have to break that cycle. We have to break that. It's not about the baby moms. It's not about none of that. If we love our children like we say, we have to do. I lost 10 years of being around my son. So when me and my son finally got back around each other, it was like we were strangers. And I could get mad at him about it, but then I couldn't get mad at him about it. You know what I mean? And now today, me and him we're having our conversations. He's 15 years old. I have a 15 and 6-year-old. And now it's like I'm starting all over again with them. What you don't want to do, fellas, is find yourself in the predicament where 10 years go by and you're starting over. Because kids get a mind of their own. And once you try to come back and play daddy, they not trying to hear that. Where was you all this time? You understand what I'm saying? So we can't allow the system to get in between our babies. We can't do that. If they've been doing it for years, and at some point we have to stop that. And it starts today. It starts today. So if you're feeling discouraged, if you're feeling down, I'm sure when some of you guys are alone, and I'm not throwing nobody under the bus, but I'm sure when you're alone, you probably take a drink, you probably smoke something that's going to ease the pain in your mind. But you just got to remember, no matter how high you get or what you do, that's not going to make the situation go away, and it's not going to make it better. It's going to be there. When you go to sleep and you wake up off that high, it's still going to be there. Don't do what the system wants you to do, and as far as walk away. No matter how ugly it gets, hang in there. As long as Omar and Friends to Fathers are around, long as I'm around, if some of you guys need my personal number or if we can meet up some way, listen, any way I can help, I'm here. Holler at me.
Appreciate that, man.
No doubt.
Well, I know you don't know you, but your words really did speak volumes to me. And, you did shift my focus back on the kids instead of what I need and my needs. Because you're right, I did approach it with, oh my God, I'm so upset. So I felt it, to the core, because I've been so upset. Because my case has been open since 2022. And it's 24. so I'm pushing 3 years anyway. I don't mean to get into detail, but
It's okay.
I want to appreciate you all the time.
What? You know what? 2 years might seem a lot, but try going, 5 years. I went from 2009 to 2013, and people looked at me like, your case should have been ended.
Right.
Yeah, listen, just hang in there.
Stay open that whole time. That's crazy.
Yeah, just hang in there. That's all I'm saying. Hang in there. Hang in there, and you'll be okay. Trust me, you'll be okay. God is not going to give you, I don't know what nobody religion is or what their beliefs is, but it's cool. God's never going to give you no more than you can't handle. What don't kill you, make you stronger. Everybody that's on here, every man is going to get through what they're going through unless they just don't want to do it. If you don't want to be a father no more, then don't continue to keep playing around acting like you want to be a father. If you don't want to be a father, do yourself a favor. Dismiss yourself. But if you want to be, then fight for what you believe in. Don't be like me, and 5 years that went by, and now here it is, another 10 years went by, and I'm just getting to know my son. Even though he's still young, still though, I should have had that relationship with him. And we could blame the system, but at the same time, you have to take some responsibility. You have to.
I can't see my life without my kids. So that's where I stand on it, and that's where I continue my fight on a daily basis to do what's best for them and myself. Because without that, there's no growth. So
Yeah.
that's all.
You'll be all right, King. Don't worry. You'll be all right. God got you. Trust me. You'll be all right.
And with your number, we're going places.
Appreciate you.
You got-
Theodore, you want to add anything? If you did. Teddy? I don't know where he's at, but yeah, just if anybody has any comments, I'll speak. Just let me know. I'll step to the side. Mr. McClain, man, I just want to thank you. Even on short notice for coming through. I definitely feel in my heart that the guys really got something from it and resonated. They may not tell us, but I definitely appreciate you for getting on, because I know they get, they may not tell me that or Theodore or Rob, but it's good to see a fresh face, because I know they get tired of me speaking all the time. So they just don't tell me that. But I know they get tired of me. But I definitely appreciate you for sharing your heart, which I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
What I definitely encourage you, fathers, before I get to the next two announcements, and Clarence, you can feel free to stay or allow.
Yeah. I'm here. I'm not going away. I'm here. Go ahead.
Two things I definitely encourage is, just if you took notes or you didn't, just take a inventory about what he shared, things that he shared in the time that he was allowed here, and also to, like you said, he offered his phone number, so I would definitely keep in touch with him to pick his brain. I said we known each other since 2009.
Yeah.
We hung out about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We're well connected, and that's really what I'm about. If you choose, we allow you the opportunity to build a relationship with us, and it's natural, it's organic. I'm not going to force it, but if it's a divine connection, I'm going to keep that. I'm going to keep that connection going. So we Friends of Fathers is a place where once you leave here, if you want to, you are welcome to stay connected to us. And as you see, Clarence is well connected since 2009.
Yes.
And I'm going to have other people speak. So those are the two things I wanted to share before the last two announcements, and we wrap up. I have one other announcement. Unless, and Teddy, if you did, you could chime in and share your thoughts as well. So if anybody would like to receive an email, just please email me and let me know. I just got an email this morning that they're actually looking for. The New York City Department of Sanitation is currently hiring for emergency snow laborers. Snow laborers will be paid $17 an hour, and $25.50 an hour after the first 40 hours working in a week. Applicants must be 18 years of age, all you guys are, be eligible to work in the U.S. and capable of performing all applicants must bring the following to their appointment. Two original IDs. Wait, let me mute. Hold on. Two original IDs with copies and a social security card. So if anybody is interested, or if you want to pass it on, please send me an email saying that you're interested or you know somebody who's interested in being an emergency snow laborer. I just got the email this morning. So that's the first announcement. The second announcement, let me unrecord.
Recording stopped.
The second announcement is, I just really want to get everybody share in the chat room. We're going to unmute yourself as to what did you get out of today's lesson? Very, very informative. I got a very important that the brother Tyrone did about, I'm pretty sure everybody had that same question and how to go about it. And what we were talking about is how to go to the next level is basically like the term that we use in the system in penitentiary and law library is called exhausting all your remedies to access empirical data. So you got to go from the bottom to the top, my brother, and just, you heard me, just stay strong and like yo, toughen up, people. I can't say that if I haven't been there and I don't go through that too as well.
Yeah.
Awesome. So feel free to unmute yourselves or share in the chat room. What did you learn? Your personal takeaway from today's group.
To shift my focus towards my goal instead of my feelings towards the situation.
The good one.
And that it's not a time length situation. It's on their time. It's not. It doesn't matter what I do. I just have to do it. It doesn't matter because his stayed open for 10 years. I'm pushing 3. I'm like going crazy. So that's also.
The biggest thing, some of the biggest thing that I learned was number one, in terms of dealing with your emotions, you can be emotional about certain things, and you have every right to. We could be emotional, but you shouldn't let that overlap that you still got to handle your business. Don't let your emotions overlap that you still got to handle business in court. You still got to, cross your T's and dot your I's, especially in court, because they're not concerned with your emotions. You got to handle your business, especially when you're dealing with, if the mother of your children are not cooperative, you still got to handle business in the midst of hurt, in the midst of feeling beat. And also, like I know, and like I already knew, just to reiterate that you guys have a lot of strength and that you want it, and that y'all want to be there. Y'all just want to do what y'all gotta do, so y'all can be the fathers that you're destined to be for your families. I already know the strength. I see the strength.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, earlier you were talking about the different names of custody and rights and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
I wanted to know what was the name of the one where the father has the child living with him and takes him to school, the caretaker parent, if you want to call it.
You talking about sandwich visits? That's what you're looking for? That's what you were thinking about?
No, I'm more into like more
The joint custody?
more of a joint custody, but more of the father playing the mother role and the mother playing the father role.
I don't really understand what angle you're coming at, but you have to be. I don't really understand what you're trying to get at. So, the father playing the mother or mother playing the father.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really understand that angle. I know if I can get a gist of what you're saying, I know joint custody is both parents have access to the children. Like you get them on Sunday. You get your daughter on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and the mother gets them on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
I see what you're saying.
Joint. Yeah, that's joint custody. Like you're no longer with the mother of your children.
What?
Whether it's divorce, separation, or whatever, just didn't work out. But they still live with you on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Your daughter goes to the mother. That's joint custody. Sole custody is you have complete custody of your child or children, and the other person doesn't make any decisions. They can visit them. They can spend time with them.
Mm-hmm.
And God willing, they can still spend time with them. But sole custody means they live with you the majority of the time.
Yeah.
And if you decide to, allow your daughter or your sons to spend time with the mother on the weekends, that's a decision that you made on your own. But sole custody is sole custody. Sandwich visits, like Cortez was saying, sandwich visits is in the middle of having a visitation schedule. They're spending time with you unsupervised. That's what sandwich is.
You just can't mix those two together, sole custody and joint custody.
Nah, you can't mix it. Because the law is the law, and if you try to mix it, then you violate the order. But like Clarence was saying, and I think Mr. Angelo was saying, the law is the law. If you violate any aspect of the legal rights of a child visitation, a child visitation schedule, it can be stripped away from you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
All right. Let's see, anybody? So I see what I'm on today. I learned a lot today. We feed the class to everyone.
Am I still on?
Yeah.
I'm still on?
All right, so this was good. I did this. So anybody who chimed in, like I said, if you want the email about the snow, if you want the information about the snow labor application, please send me an email. If I don't get an email from you, that means you weren't interested. And if you responded about what you learned today, you can log off and I'll see you Thursday, or if you're on my anger management or DV classes, I'll see you later on. But I thank you guys for your attention and your being attentive to Mr. McLean.
I have one more question, but I forgot.
Oh, perfect.
Do I have to do later today? Or do I have to
Thank you. Who's it, Mr. Shapiro?
Yeah.
You have your schedule with you, right?
Not on me. I just have the link that you sent, so I'm just double checking.
Yeah, that's all I have for you.
Today? We're cool? Okay.
Yeah, till Thursday. Yep.
All right. Awesome. It was great talking to you. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you. I hope you enjoyed your first class. And Seth, welcome your first class.
I did. It was very informative.
Welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate that. All right. So you can stay home Thursday.
Me, I can stay home Thursday?
Yeah.
Okay. virtual. I got 2 more today though.
Right. I mean, it's up to you. But you know, like I said, virtual, you have access to classes anyway. You don't have to come to the office.
All right, I gotta put it on my phone. I'm gonna make sure I can do it right now.
All right. Like I said, take advantage. Like if you want his phone number, let him know now. If you want Mr. McLean's phone.
Hit chat the way and all that, man. Come on. Nah, what I was gonna say is, and if they have social media too, they can get me on Instagram, they can get me on Facebook, and we can get it that way. You know what I'm saying? Either way, they can get in contact with me. It's however they want to do it. But if they have social media, they can get me on the gram or Facebook.
All right, can you put your information on the chat?
Okay, let's see. Yeah, all right. Just putting it right now.
Uh-huh. No, I just had to mute everybody because the background noise, so I muted everybody. And Theodore, I don't know what you're doing, but if you want to add before we close out. There we go.
Okay, there we go.
So I'm gonna give you guys a few minutes to take this information down. I'll give you about 5 minutes, then we're just gonna close out.
Yeah, I appreciate this too, O.
Peace, everybody. Peace, everybody. Be safe in this weather.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
drive 100 miles in this shit. Be safe, everybody, in this weather, B.
You too.
Right.
You too, bro.
You too, man.
This weather crazy today.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
We good to go, right? Yeah. I'm gonna give everybody a few minutes to take his number down, and then we're gonna close out, and then I'm gonna call Clarence. I'll call you in about 10-15 minutes.
all right, cool. No problem. I'm around.
Yo, may the Almighty forever keep you and your family in His favor. I'm off this. Peace.
Peace, King.
All right. See you Thursday.
Looking forward to it as always.
Man.
Yeah, oh, we need more stuff.
Everybody got it?
Yeah.
I'll say it again. What you saying, Clarence? I'm gonna send you the recording too.
I said no. We just gotta. Honestly, this kind of having these kind of topic kind of took me somewhere right now. Where I'm just sitting back and I'm reflecting, and I'm like, we need more conversations like this for the brothers, man. You know what I mean? When I mean the brothers, I don't just mean black men. You know what I mean? Even though it happens to us the most, but we just need these conversations for men. Period. So we got to definitely have more of these, man. Because then I could get to learn from them too. It's not just about them coming to listen, to me. I can listen to them too. So, we help. Each one teach one. We here to help each other.
Yep. What you said today was powerful, man. I'm gonna say that's why I'm gonna send you the recording.
Yeah. And another thing too, and what I'm about to say is gonna, this is gonna sound super crazy, super crazy. But I'm a believer. When guys got caught coming up, if I'm not busy and there's any way that I can show up just for support, hey, I'm in there. I can't sit in the courtroom with you, but if I can sit on the outside just to be there to support you, if I'm not working and I'm not busy, feel free to call me, man. Please, I'll definitely be there. I'll definitely pop up. We gonna get this. We gonna get this right. We gonna get this right. Believe me, we gonna get it right.
Amen to that. All right, guys. I'll be calling you in a few, and then I'm gonna send you the recording when it comes through.
All
I'll
right.
see everybody on Thursday, if not sooner, later on today.
All right.
All right.
Shit, man. Thank you.
Oh, my. All right, y'all. What's up? What's up? What's up? Pardon me. I had to share that. Good morning, good afternoon to my people. What's up, y'all? I was just something very important, y'all. I wanted to share that because a lot of us lose our identity. We forget who we are, where we come from. So for anybody who has any concerns about me or they want to know my background, because when people find stuff about you, they tend to try to use that against you. Well, everything you heard was my testimony of everything I've been through, and I was just sharing that with some fathers who's actually going through what I'm going through today. Words for today is never give up. Never give up. It's the words for today. We got to get back to doing my word of the day. But the words, not the word, but the words for today is to never give up. These are fathers that I'm talking to that a lot of them are at their breaking point where they just feel like, I can't do this anymore. I'm going to do something to her. I'm going to do something to him. I'm just going to do something to the kids. Just keep in mind, as you heard me tell them, all the alcohol and all the drugs in the world are not going to make your problem go away. Your problem is just not going to get up in the middle of the night while you sleep and say, well, it's time to leave him alone. Time to go pick on somebody else. It's going to be there until you solve it. A lot of households are not the way they're supposed to be sometimes because we're not in it. We got to get back to that. Is that every home? No. It's not every home because I know some fathers that are in it. But we need a little more participation. I told y'all we have a bigger fight going on in the world besides us getting on here talking boxing. What you just seen me do is something that I'm always a part of. That wasn't No accident right there. It's not like that just came through this morning. Who you see me talk to right there is a brother by the name of Omar Branch. If you follow him on Instagram, it's called Friends. He doesn't have his real name. Friends to Fathers. It's a fatherhood program. A great fatherhood program. You see me take a picture with him about 2 weeks ago. Me, him, and my wife were in Times Square. 15 years I've known him, and it's been an honor and a pleasure. Because he helped me get through. Years later, that's still my big brother. I need to talk. I need to conversate. I'm concerned about something. That's still my big brother. I'll go to my big brother and talk to him. Sometimes we'll get selfish and forget that we used to be in the position. Sometimes, depends on what we're talking about. But then there's times we have to come back to reality and say, that was me once upon a time. Now, if you remember, I spoke about being selfish. And I say sometimes you have to be selfish. Certain things. When it comes to this type of topic, I couldn't be selfish. I can't act like I wasn't in that position and now all of a sudden now years went by, I don't have my kids, and now I'm just like, the hell with it. Why should I talk to them? That's their problem. I could care less about what they're going through. It's not right. You can't act like once upon a time you weren't there. Can't do it. I told y'all with me, I could talk about a lot of different stuff. Fatherhood is very important, which I'm going to be doing a big Father's Day special right here on the No Duck Zone. I've done it on IG, but this will be the first year I'm doing it on here. Hopefully some of these fathers, I can have them on the live. I can have some of you guys as fathers already. The thing is to bring everybody together. Together. Never give up. It's the 3 words we have to remember. Believe me, there's a lot of things I be want to give up on. There's a lot of things I want to walk away from. There's a lot of things I want to say goodbye to. Even though there are some things in our life we need to give up on. But when we're talking about benefiting from it, rather we speak about our kids, especially our kids, it's not something we can just easily say goodbye to unless you just never wanted it. There's a lot of things that I regret not doing when it came to my kids. Yes, the system played a role in it, but I played a bigger role. Some people probably won't agree with that, like, you're bugging. We have to take full responsibility. We have to take, yeah, Quee, we have to start taking full responsibility. That's the part of being an adult, is taking full responsibility for your actions, even if all of it wasn't you. You got to take some type of responsibilities. What you just heard me do was talk to fathers right now that are hurting, who are looking for a way out. But the only way out is to do right. Not by the law, but by your kids. Because in all reality, the system is not for you, ladies and gentlemen. The system will never be for you. It's that simple. You're going to have to scratch, you're going to have to crawl, you're going to have to bite, you're going to have to fight. You're going to have to do whatever you got to do. I can only speak from experience, and thank God me and my son got to see each other last summer, and we'll hopefully get to see each other again. Yeah, we don't see eye to eye because I wasn't in his life long enough to see eye to eye, because that was snatched from me. I got to live with that. I have to live with that. But I also have to take some responsibility in that. When are we going to take the time to start taking responsibility in certain shit that happens in our life? Unless it didn't came out of nowhere. Unless it just came out of nowhere. Then it's like, oh, I can't take responsibility because this just came out of nowhere. We have to. And in the same sentence, we can never give up. It's just that simple. We can't do it. We're doing exactly what they want us to do. They're banking on us to walk away. Yeah, I bet you he don't come tomorrow for his visit. I bet you he don't do these classes. I bet you he don't take this random drug test. I bet you him and her be arguing. We gonna get a call. We gonna be at the house to go pick them kids up. Y'all heard some of the questions that these fathers asked, if you heard clear. You know, you had a father that asked, what about another man being in the house? There's a hope speaking from a daughter that's going through it. Yeah, Quee. That's a fact. What about another man being in the house? You heard what I told him. My sons live with their grandmother. So me and my son's mother don't have to have no conversations about nothing. But for you to worry about another man being with your baby mother, if that child is not getting harmed, let me not say baby mama, that's really not the correct term. Your son's mother or your child's mother. Long as he or she is not being harmed by that man, she's allowed to have him in there. They could be arguing towards each other, which is not good for the kid, it's not healthy. But as long as he's not harming that child, it's kind of hard for somebody to tell somebody that they're not with, that they can't have somebody around them. Everybody deserves to be happy. And if that person is not treating that kid's child with respect, or if that person's not treating, because if a person can't treat you with respect, they can't treat your child with respect. So once it get like that, then it's up to that person to remove it, or it's up to you to go to court and say, hey, listen, Your Honor, he's abusive, and my kids are scared of him, then that's different. But if he's not bringing any harm to the child, we have no right to tell somebody that we had kids with who they can't have around, unless the person is just, they're harmful. Because you don't want to spill all that out in court. Because now you're forgetting that, oh, it's not even, now it's not even so much about the child. Now, what is this really about? Is it about the child, or is it really about you just not wanting me to be with nobody? Misery loves company. You could be out there having sex with 4, 5, 6, 7 people, but I can't move on? My son's mother today has a 5, 6-year-old son. I didn't trip about it. Never broke my heart. I was actually kind of glad. I haven't had no children since. Working on it. But, you know what I mean? We can't do that. We have to put our focus into one thing. And that's getting the child. Quee, I already know you wasn't worried or concerned. Listen, I already tell by the way you move, sis. Don't much bother you. If something ever bothers you, I already know you're about to make a video about it. So, woo, Lord Jesus, you don't want no smoke with no Quee. But yeah. So we got to keep that in mind, folks. Never give up. Of course, you're gonna see me participate in more conversations like that. I just wanted to share with y'all just to give people an insight of what it is that I do. That's what I do. That's actually not the first time I really did it, but it was the first time I did it far as on Zoom. And you're going to see me do a lot of that. I told you No Doug Zone is bigger than boxing. For people who come over here just think that, hey, that's the guy who talks boxing all the time. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I am bigger than boxing. And I'm just speaking for me. I'm not talking about bigger than the sport. Like, hey, I'm more important than boxing. No, that's not what I mean. It's just bigger than boxing when you come over here. I'm hoping every gentleman that I talk to on there, I made their day better. I hope they feel just a little better than what they did before they woke up. Or before they go into work. or whatever it is that they're doing. I hope I made them feel just better. I hope everybody who listened on here, I hope that if you didn't grow up with your father, if your mother lied about your father, I hope at some point you can look your father in the eye and forgive him. Because your mother either told him he wasn't shit, or your mother lied and told you he was in jail, or he was dead, or your father divorced your mother, or they both went their separate ways. I hope you can look your father in the eye, look your pops in the eye, and tell him, Dad, I forgive you. Because I know a lot of us go, well, my father ain't shit. He was never in my life. At the end of the day, you can't change who your parents are. I went through that. I ain't good with my son's dad. So I was. Yeah. Yeah. Thank God, Quee. Knock on wood. Thank God. But I hope y'all can look your fathers in the eye and say, hey, I forgive you. Forgiveness is the key. But at the same time, everybody's not going to be able to do that. It is what it is. It's important to keep the families together. It's very important. We cannot allow the system to keep having control of our families, because all they doing is breaking them up. We cannot allow them to keep having control, because that's what they want. That's what they get paid for. Do you know how many families are in the system? That's probably $1 billion, $1 trillion business. But I'm gonna shut it. Give me a second. Oh, 1 minute. But I'm gonna shut it down, y'all. I'll be back a little later. We'll talk maybe some boxing. We got the women's fighting this. We got the women fighting this week. You know what I mean? So I just want you to keep in mind, y'all. Y'all never give up. You know what I mean? Never give up. I love y'all. I'll be back. Y'all know what it is. It's the No Doug Zone podcast. Let's go.